Mocienne. Welcome to my live YouTube screaming. I wanted to show you a very special place for me. I didn't go for the last 3 years. For the first time, I'm using my stick. I have never done that before. Hello. This is my pride and joy of where I live. I live in Soest. That's for 18 years. Very important place in my life. And this is what we call the Soesterduinen. And I really wanted to show this. I love to work with this place because of the sand. You see? I have to try it out. So I'm in my spot wear to make sure that I don't get bitten by ticks again. And I have to climb really, I don't know how you say it, een heuvel, we call it in the Netherlands. So you're really going to hear me. So let's see. It's extremely hot in the Netherlands. It haven't been so hot for years. So I have my bag with me and water. So it's really had to go up. It's the first time using my stick. Maybe, I don't know if I have put on the right shoes. So, welcome in Soest, Soesterduinen. And this is really natural. This is really natural. I wanted to wear my blue dress, but I decided no, because of the ticks. I've been bitten and I received an antibiotic, so it's really hot today. How beautiful is this? I almost fall. I had to pick an hour where I make a guess that there will not be a lot of dogs walking. Some are aggressive, some are very nice. So that's why I couldn't make a time. I think I need to go and try to see, because it's holiday, a lot of people are gone. So I really wanted to try this. I forget to put my extra microphone in it, so maybe if you hear the wind, it's really because I didn't put on my extra microphone. I didn't want to use any cap so you can see my face, but I have to tell you, I have to put one on, or it's a nice bag. It's really nice because you can put a lot in it. Being my own producer, really have to be prepared of everything. So I need to go wear my pet, or I don't see anything because of the hot weather. So I don't know how to say it in English, but it's almost 30 degrees, and that's really hot in the Netherlands. Hot and beautiful. So I'm trying out my stick. Trying out my stick. Today I wanted to talk about Katharine Jackson. Really wanted to talk about my grandma. So maybe she can use it and go sue me. Then I can ask her for DNA testing. She said that Shannon, a crazy woman, she's not my grandchild. want to talk about my grandma. And I really want to talk about my grandma without an head on. But it's so hard. It's so hot. I really have to. But I'm not going to. I think I'm really. If you have, in my opinion, that's my opinion, if you have really serious conversation, I almost dropped. Really want to talk about my grandmother. I almost fall. Ah, this is better. Maybe I get used to it. I don't know. You see my surrounding? How beautiful. Katharine Jackson, my grandmother. When I was growing up, I was raised that Diana Ross was the big star in the family. So I didn't know nothing about the Jackson 5. I didn't even know who they were. I did not know who the Jackson 5 were. I did not know that my uncles were singers, artists. I did not know anything. I only know that my aunt Diana Ross was a big star, and she was a performing artist, and I was very proud with her that Diana Ross was my aunt, the big huge singer. And I remember a lot of performers of her, but of course the most important performers that I remember is Diana Ross at Central Park. I was very small child. I think I was almost 8 years old, I believe, or I was just 8. I don't remember exactly. But I remember going there with my uncle, and later on seeing my father, something like that. But I did see my father in the time, I know, but I wasn't there with my father. And I remember the first time when it was going to rain, and Diana Ross had to close up the how to say it, the stage. I know becoming wet, and I was with my uncle, and he was really holding me tight, like to really stick me to his body. I think it was one of Diana Ross' brothers of my uncles. I have to tell you that Latoya was a very nice auntie. I think she's still today the best auntie any Jackson child can have. Janet Jackson, I remember really her as a bitch, absolutely bitch. But I was drawn to her. I like her power, her independency. She had some kind of really magical power in her that even I know she didn't love me. I loved her. I was drawn to her. But I was like, whoa, you're dangerous. Oh, I need to keep distance from her. But I was her fan. When I was kidnapped and I found out that she was a singer too, I was so proud. I was so proud. And when Control was already out, and I know that I saluted, I was like, yeah. I have to tell you that, ooh, Michael Jackson fans gonna be so angry. A Janet Jackson album, Control. Are you ready? I think together with Prince, the best of Prince, they are my favorite albums. Control of Janet Jackson is my favorite album, and I sleep with it. I had a cassette, and so but in that time, when I was still a part of the Jackson family, I had no idea that my aunt Janet Jackson wasn't a singer. I heard sometimes she wanted to be famous, but I didn't get it. I didn't get what was about. I experienced a lot of fight between Janet Jackson and my father, and for me, it was very nice. I didn't look at the interview of Janet Jackson. I didn't look at it. The one that she did last year or this year, I don't even know, because I don't follow her that way. She did one interview where she said that Jermaine and Dupree cheated on her. That interview. How dare he? How dare he? Anyway, um, just like Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. How dare he? How dare? Anyway, on that interview of my aunt, Janet Jackson, she talked about her fights with my father in the 80s. And I remember them. I remember them. And I was so proud with her uh, that she was honest about it. I was proud with her. I will always be proud with her. I like her that she's bitchy. I'm proud with her that she dares to marry. You know, she doesn't think in things. So yeah, so count me in. I am a huge Janet Jackson fan. Count me in. But does she love me? Hell no. She will never love me. No. Yeah, she doesn't love me. She doesn't love me. But I'm her fan. I have been a fan since the day I was born. I was her fan. Even she's not my fan. So, do you see me going up? Let me show you around what I see. So, I did not know that I was born into a huge musical family where my family were artists, dancer. I don't know. So I only grow up that my aunt, that my aunt Diana Ross was a huge star, and so I was there in New York, Center Park performance of my aunt Diana Ross. So, and then I was there 2 times. So the first time when it was going to rain, I was wet and we went back. And the next day we went again together with my uncle. And that was so magical moment in my life that if I didn't have experienced that moment, being in New York, seeing my aunt Diana Ross performing in Center Park, I would not know. I would not know that. I would not have known where I come from. That was such a critical moment in my life because I remember that I was living in Haiti and I was very young, so I don't know exactly the time frame. I just really don't know. But what I know is that Diana Ross came and she had a fight with my father, blah, blah, blah. And I wrote it also in my book, Betrayal, Memorial to my dad. And she was angry with my father and she took some stones and she threw it to him. And accidentally it hurt me. And then I was trying to think, was it the same time that, did she come to Haiti to make a fight with my father because of the artist? Did she want me to be there? Or did my father say, no, I'm not going to take my daughter? Anyway, I don't remember exactly anymore if it was after that or before that. I don't know. But one thing I do know that I was fly to New York from Haiti and I went to see the concert and I was staying in my father's New York house. Everything was completely white. And when my father died, the estate of Michael Jackson wrote about that house. That's a house that my father had and that was being sold off. And that reminded me of, again, a proof for me that I remember well. So I was there at Center Park 2 times to see Diana Ross perform. And I did not know nothing that my family was a part of the Jackson 5. And later I found out in my life that it was all planned by Katharine Jackson, that I will never know. So everything that happened around me in my life that was bad, that was created by Katharine Jackson. And I want the world to know that. So all the suffering that I went through in my life, it was created by Katharine Jackson. And she can sue me for that because she's my grandma. DNA, no DNA, she's my grandma. You know, and somehow I came in the life of my father, and she was not happy with it. She was pissed off about it. Me being family, and I really want to tell the world that. And I don't know why the Ross family decided that I needed to know that my aunt Diana was a singer, was a huge star. I did not know, but on the side of my father, they decided to tell me nothing. So when I found out that my father was an artist, a part of Jackson 5, I found out all old information that the whole world already know, but I didn't know anything. And what happened is that when I was in my boarding school time, and I was very lonely, and some people said, this is when you imagine that you are Michael Jackson's daughter because it was your imagination to survive. No, it wasn't any imagination for me to survive. I just um, understood that um, I was something that I did not know I was. My father was something I did not know he was. And in that time when I was in my boarding school, I could go into it what was the Jackson 5, what was the meaning of an artist family. So when I was very lonely in my boarding school time, I could hearing for the first time, I could hear the Jackson 5 songs. And it was very magical, I can tell you. It was very hard for me to even to understand, imagine what have happened. That my father was such a huge star since he was a child, and I did not know nothing about it. I felt so betrayed in so many ways. It was like really a thriller story, like thinking, really? Is that my dad? And I was a very small child, so I could compare my face from my father. I went to the library to search for photos, and I could really see that my face looked like my dad, and it was such a hard moment. And when I was kidnapped, that's what I write also in my book, Thriller: The Dark Side of the Netherlands. I knew that my grandmother, Katharine Jackson, have do something in that. And that's why I know that all the pain, all the suffering I did, she did it to me. And I think the government knows. And if the government doesn't know, then they know it now. And she's not a pleasant woman. And my case in America is open till till the proof is out. My grandmother, uh, she's something. she's she's not the typical grandmother, and yeah, she can sue me for that. Katherine, why don't you sue me, Katherine? Ha. Then we can finally do the DNA testing, Katherine, and then I can finally. What can I finally? Okay, you can get your punishment. Grandma, come and get me. I'm ready. I'm ready. You bad, nasty woman. Ah, my grandmother, she was so hurt that someone did this to her child that I cannot feel any angriness for her. What it has educated me. My son have become 23 years old, and I say to myself, if my son become a father at 16, at 15, I'm going to be there. I'm going to give my son every support in the world that he wants. And I'm going to pay all the money for the baby. I will babysit. I will be, I will do everything for his baby and his girlfriend. I will be there. I will not even be mad at my son. So there was a time that I could really imagine how Katharine Jackson was feeling. I was thinking, okay, she didn't handle it very well. Let me tell you that. And I know that the family Jackson is trying to protect this old mean woman. They will never say something bad about her in the news because my grandmother has a really hard background, and I have never read any of her books, never. But I remember it from my childhood. She was tough, and my father, he knew exactly how his mother was, and my father was a good actor. You know, um, Motown created a brand, and the brand was Michael Jackson. And in the brand, Michael Jackson loved his mother more. Joe Jackson was the beater, and his brothers were the jealous, greedy one. But you know what? It's not the reality of the real Michael Jackson. That's a brand, not the real Michael Jackson. And Katharine Jackson, she had more control in the brand Michael Jackson than anyone will ever know. And one thing that I want to finishing when I'm closing this live at is Michael Jackson, my father. Before he died, he stopped paying for Katharine Jackson. He had it emotionally was done. So a couple years before my father died, Janet Jackson, my good auntie, who was very smart with money, very independent with money. She took care of Katharine Jackson because emotionally, when my father found out what incredible, hurtful things his mother have done to us, he didn't want to pay for her anymore. And Janet Jackson was paying all the cost for Katharine. And Janet Jackson, she is so respectful the way she's in the news. Even this family have really hurt her. She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. And she doesn't love me, but I love her. Do I ever want to talk to her? No, I don't. But I just love her in my heart. So happy for her. Where she lived life. So Katharine Jackson, she did an amazing PR about her, and I'm looking, I'm looking for the stories when the world find out that she's indeed my grandmother. What people are going to say, probably Nanny's going to say, "Oh, she was so tough, Katharine Jackson." I don't know, but look, Diana Ross is also something. She's also very good in the keep it nice, keep it flowy. Oh my God. Anyway, my grandmother, she's not what she is looking like, and I can say that I'm very blessed to have her strong DNA. Because of her DNA, I think I survive it. I come from really strong, independent, hardworking woman, And my grandmother, she is one of that. And whatever she did, I have to give her the credit. She's a powerful woman. And grandma, you don't have to try it again. What you tried to do to me when I was 18. I have to tell you, it's still giving me a lot of nightmares about that, what you tried to do with me when I was 18. She did something really horrible to me when I was 18. Anyway, this was Mocienne Petit Jackson. I'm going to close this live chat and record another chat for next time. I'm not going to tell you what it's about, but happy to be here. Look, I'm totally alone. Nobody. Pure silence. It's gorgeous. Goodbye. See you next time. Stay safe. This was Mocienne Petit Jackson.